Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dorothy Show. I am so excited that you are here with me today for another episode of beautiful inspiration and a transformation at the end. I am so excited about this episode because this guest that I have invited to be in this episode is also a dear friend of mine. Her name is Keiya Rayne, and she is an amazing, beautiful woman who is inspirational. We are going to go on a little bit of an adventure. We are going to have the afternoon tea at the Plaza Hotel in New York. And then I have a little bit of a transformational surprise at the end for Keiya. I noticed when I was in her home previously that she did not have a space for herself when it came to her working environment. She just worked wherever she is. She travels very, very often. So it is a laptop on her lap or a table or a kitchen table or sofa. And I am a full, firm believer that we all need that space where we feel inspired, the space where we create what we love, and ultimately also create all of that abundance that we deserve in our lives. So I wanted to create a little bit of a workspace for her. I cannot wait for you to see that transformation at the end of the episode. But for now, let me just tell you a little bit about Keiya, and then we will head on to our adventure to New York City. I will see you soon. TEDx speaker Keiya Rayne is an attraction energy expert and life transformation strategist who has for over a decade specialized in helping her clients turn their traumas into triumphs, discover their attraction power, and magnetize the success, joy, and inner fulfillment they so deeply crave in all areas of their lives. Discovering her intuitive gifts in childhood, she began offering profound insight and advice to others at an early age, and later professionally as the soulmate coach when she helped people attract their ideal partners and heal their relationships. Keiya's approach to transformation is revolutionary and based on trusting your knowing as your superpower. She credits her physical, sexual, and mental abuse as the training ground that developed her mastery in helping others transcend their life challenges. Keiya's dedication to her spiritual and personal growth for over 25 years continues to have a profound impact on her ever-evolving work. Hello, Keiya.
Hello.
Thank you so much for having me in your beautiful home.
Oh my God, it is my absolute pleasure. I'm beyond excited to have you here.
I am thrilled as well, and I love what you do in the world. I truly do.
Thank you.
And I just want you to share it with everyone and tell them a little bit more about you.
Okay.
And the magic that you create.
Okay.
And I know that you work with energy.
Yes.
So I would love for you to tell us in your own words what energy is.
To me, energy is the vital force that moves through all of us. It moves through me, it moves through you. It also emanates from us. And we hear all the time that everything is energy, and everything really is. It's our essence. And I really believe that our energy is one of our most untapped assets. I think, most people are not aware of it. I think there's a certain level of awareness that we just don't have. And everything is evolution, right? In the same way technology has evolved, I believe that we're also evolving. So you're hearing a lot more about energy, like more and more people are becoming accepting, receptive, and open to it. And, because before you'd be like, energy, I remember, years ago when I would talk about energy, people would be like, what are you talking about? And now, I just, I will, if I share with somebody what it is that I do, and they'll only hear the energy automatically, they're listening. It's like, oh, what's that? And so we are becoming more aware because there's a massive shift that's taking place on the planet. And so as we're becoming more sensitive to energy. And it's really good on one hand, but on the other hand, I think it's creating a lot of challenges for people because they're having these experiences in their bodies or just in their lives that they don't understand, like what is going on. So when you learn how to understand, direct, leverage, manage energy, it will dramatically transform your life. Because it also helps you understand the subtleties of what's happening in life. It's also what helps us connect with each other. This is a world of doing. We know when we live in this fast-paced world where everything is go, 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 do. And that doing is creating a lot of challenges for people. But when you start to understand energy, you realize that it really has to do with slowing down. Because it allows you, this is about feeling, and we're moving more into a feeling place other than a doing place.
I love that. Would you agree? I remember my life changed when I became aware of energy.
Yes.
And to me, when I realized that life happens for me, not to me, that was the explanation I gave for the understanding that I had about energy. Yeah. And I think that's what you do, right? You guide people to understand it and how to navigate and how to work it in order to create the life that they deserve and they want. So what are some of the things that you do with clients, for example, to guide them on that journey?
So one of the things that I do, let's say I had a client, Carol, and Carol was in her late 60s, late 60s, and Carol all her life had been, I think she was divorced, and in her later years she was attracting all these types of undesirable men. And this story is really interesting because I actually overheard her speaking to another woman, and this other woman said, well, you should go on match.com and you should go on this website and you should go on this website. And I can feel, also being intuitive, and this is one of the benefits of when you understand how energy works, because you become very in tuned to hearing. Your listening becomes different, and you become tuned into listening for the truth. And you can feel when something is off. And I'm listening to this conversation and I'm just like, oh my God, I've got to say something. I cannot shut up about this. So I turned around and I said, I don't mean to intrude on your conversation, but I overheard you speaking of, relationship. And I must say that Carol had a little bit of a resistance to the online dating match.com thing. And I was picking that up. And I said, listen, I overheard your conversation, and if you're interested, I have a very unique way of helping you attract love. And I know they must have thought, okay, excuse me, but who are you? And why are you, interrupting our conversation? But Carol was very receptive, and we started working together. And through our working together, her attraction frequency dramatically shifted. And at the time, she was in a relationship that wasn't pleasing, and which meant that she was also seeking a better relationship. And through our work together, because her energy changed so much, the person that she was in a relationship with was no longer in the same frequency as she was. So that relationship just withered away. And guess what? She started attracting so many different, beautiful types of men. She was just having so much fun. And she was like, this is the most fun I've had in all my life. Because it was, her life just changed, and it all had to do, and it wasn't like she did. And I'm trying to think, I don't think she went online, but I've also helped people with finding love online, and not because they changed their bios. It had nothing to do with that. It had to do with the energy shift that took place for them. And so they were sending out this vibration that was like, hey, this is what I want. Because what we do, especially when it comes to relationships, is we'll go, well, I want this, I want that, and I want that. But our energy is saying something completely different. So you wonder why, like you're saying, well, why am I attracting all this, this type of person or this type of man or this type of woman, when it has nothing to do with what you say you want, but it's who you are as an energy, because that is what's going to draw the person to you.
And that's on every level, isn't it? Because
that
I learned that in my life too.
Every level.
Yes.
And so, the work with energy too, when I, work with people around their energy, and I must say this because this is so crucial, it has nothing to do with attracting stuff. It has nothing to do with attracting love, with attracting money, with anything like that. It really has to do with coming into alignment. And let me break down alignment a little bit, because people are like, okay, alignment. And the best way for me to, I would say, come into alignment, I feel it's coming into that place of peace within yourself. There's an acceptance of life. There's an acceptance of self. And, you're so at peace with where you are, who you are, with whatever is going on. And that is our true essence, is to find that place of stillness, of peace, of contentment. When you're there, now whatever else that is going to serve your highest good, because this is the truth, we don't know what our highest good is. We think we do, but we don't. No clue. And so working with energy is about really bringing your energy, because we're so stressed. We're worried, we're stressed, we're depressed. And, I can speak to all of this because I suffered from depression. I healed my depression. Stress, oh my God. And not to say that I don't get stressed out or I don't have depressive moments, but because I've learned to manage my energy, when those moments come up, I know exactly what to do to bring myself back into alignment, bring myself back into sync with the truth of peace.
Which actually leads me to my next question.
Okay.
Because I know that you help turn trauma into triumph, right? You help clients do that.
Yes.
And you do that by helping them understand the miraculous power that they have in them.
Yes.
And around them.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. I have to say, I feel like I'm the queen of trauma. Having experienced, being, at the early age of 8 years old, I started being sexually molested by 3 generations of men. And not only was I sexually molested, but I was mentally abused, physically abused. All my life I was told, on my early life, I was told that I was worth nothing, I'd never be anything. And that really led to me being depressed, experience incredible low self-worth. I mean, my self-worth was in the pits. And so for many years, I would walk around really feeling worthless. I actually attempted suicide because of the trauma. And later on, as I went through my journey and I, healed myself, and I'm going to say heal myself only because when this was all taking place, I had a deep, profound knowing, and I always knew this, even while I was being abused, that they could touch my body, but they couldn't touch my soul. There was a part of me that they did not have access to. And so while I was going through all of these experiences and experiencing all this trauma, I always had this other part of me that knew that I was protected, I was safe, I was powerful, and I was untouchable. And so when I am working with clients that have experienced trauma, because of my experience, I am now able to assist them in transcending these traumatic experiences. And just to make it clear, trauma doesn't, you don't have to have the experience that I've had to experience trauma.
I think a lot of us are not aware that we are carrying trauma, right?
Exactly.
That's very important.
It's very important, because some people feel like, and I honestly, I gotta say this, I believe we're all walking around with some form of trauma. Okay. And I'll give you a perfect example of this. I met a doctor that was on his way literally to a grief counseling workshop. Now, why was he going to this workshop? A grief counseling workshop. He was going there because of the trauma he experienced because his wife had cheated on him. And so he was grieving, and that was a traumatic experience for him.
I think that, you just pointed something very important. Yeah. And I want to expand on it a little bit, because trauma does not have to be, for example, sexual abuse.
Yes.
It could be a certain event in your life that you sometimes do not even consider it as trauma, but it somehow affected you in such a deep way.
Yes.
And now you're walking around carrying it with you.
Totally
so
carrying it.
It's so important to understand it, identify it, and find it, because that's how you will heal it, right?
Absolutely. And I feel that it's what stops us. It really, at the end of it all, our traumas are really what stops us. And we're not able to triumph, whether it be in our relationship, in our business, in our health, in any area of our lives, with our families, right? Within any area of our lives, our trauma, the experiences that we've had. And it could be something as simple as, someone saying something to you that affected you.
And it just left a mark.
And it just left that mark.
So what happens when you help your clients clear that trauma? What can they expect?
Wow.
What happens in their lives?
Oh
Just
my
a couple
God.
examples. I would love for you to share that.
So, for example, the doctor that had experienced this traumatic experience, right? Divorces, right? Breakups, those all can create trauma for someone. And after working together, first of all, he ended up not going to the grief workshop.
Really?
Yes. Didn't have to go. And and the beauty of this is he got it so quickly. And this, I think, was like an entire weekend workshop. And not to say that this happens for everyone, but he was somebody who got it very quickly. And like in our first conversation, he realized he didn't need to go to this workshop after all. So he canceled going. Completely, dramatically changed his life. And within, I think, I would say about 3 months of us working together, guess what?
What?
Found the love of his life.
Yay. That's amazing.
Right? And I have other clients that have been, that come to me that have been, okay, and I really, this is really important for me to say this. I am big on therapy. I will go to therapy in a hot minute if I need it. So please understand when I say this, that therapy and everything has its place. Okay, so I just want to acknowledge and put this out there. So if you need therapy, please go. My work does not replace therapy. And in fact, I think it enhances it. I've had lots of my clients have been in therapy for a long time, and they haven't been able to work through a lot of their challenges and blockages. And I find that when we work together, they clear them. And I'm just going to put this out there, and I feel like the reason why is because the work that I do with my clients is I understand that there are two sides to us. We have the spiritual, untouchable part of ourselves, and we also have the victimized trauma side of ourselves, which is known as our personality. Because I have experienced both, I am able to bring both of those to the table and to help my clients see the difference and to help them understand, have a clarity And when you become clear about, oh my God, this is what's going on, boom, healing takes place.
And I love that you share that. We're actually going to have a beautiful lunch
Yes.
with one of your clients. So Keiya, how can someone find you? Where can they look for you online if they would like to speak with you and pretty much change their life?
Yeah.
That's how I put it.
Yes. I can be reached at KeiyaRayne.com. I'm also on Facebook, on Instagram, all those social media things that we can't live without these days. And all those, I'm in all those places and getting better at being in all those places. So I'm definitely available, reachable. And it would just be an honor, honestly, because there's so many of us that are, I feel like, struggling and suffering needlessly.
Yes.
When we just have this miraculous power within us that is untapped. And nothing brings me more joy than to help my clients or help the person that is ready, who knows, like they just know there's something different, there's something better. But they know there's an easier way, because that's what working with energy helps you do.
Well,
really
I
creates
have
an
been
easier way.
blessed to know you personally and experience some of your magic, also on a personal level. And I just want to let you know that I'm not just here for an interview.
You're not?
No, I have actually been in talks with your loving husband, Victor. So.
Really?
Yes. So after our interview, he is going to take you on a date. And
how lovely.
Yes, he's going to take you on a date. And I am going to create a little transformation in your home, because I noticed something when I was here last time.
Okay.
And I noticed that you don't have a space that is just for you. I know that you travel so much for business. And I know that your laptop is your workspace. So wherever you are, your laptop is on your lap.
That's it.
But I am a big believer as a designer and all of the work that I do in the world, that having your own space to create is very, very important.
Absolutely.
It adds to your productivity, to your success, to everything within you. So I'm going to create a little area in your home with Victor's approval. I already have it. Yes.
You are?
Yes, it is just for you. It even includes a little bit of painting. So.
Oh my God. Well, wow. Oh,
yes.
wow.
So I'm not going to say anymore. I am just going to say that.
Oh my God.
You will be gone for about 2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
But when you come back, you will have a beautiful little space that I create just for you.
Oh my God. Thank you
so that
so
you can
much.
spread the love and your magic more widely in the world. And then you just have that place that you can just call Keiya's place. Okay,
Thank you so much. Wow.
So I will see you in about 3 hours when you enter the apartment back with Victor.
Oh my God. Okay. I say yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I will see you soon.
Wow, thank you.
Bye. Living in New York City is amazing. Space, however, sometimes is a challenge. Keiya's and Victor's apartment is a beautiful size, but I noticed that
all of the walls were already utilized for different purposes. There was one wall, however, that I felt was not. It just had a couple of folding tables and a frame, and it just felt like this was the space for Keiya.
Welcome back. Come and check out your new workspace.
Oh my goodness.
Do you love it?
Oh my God. Hi.
Wow.
Oh my God. Look at the oh my God. Like I think I'm still trying to take it all in.
See, I am so glad you love it.
I'm like speechless. Honey, this is
Go ahead, go up to it.
Oh,
Go check it
like,
out.
don't be afraid to touch it.
It is yours.
This is, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my God. I'm like, should I
Enjoy it.
I'm taking it all in. I mean, what a difference.
So
The
glad.
energy of this corner is different. The whole vibe. And you can
I
just
put a
feel it.
vibe of love on it for you. In as you're working. Have an amazing time, love. Enjoy
The
it.
energy and it's all softness. I'm just, wow.
And we moved it, right? We
Yes.
moved it because in feng shui, you should be facing the door and
Yes.
be in a power business position
Yes.
for abundance to come in.
Also, too, energetically, it feels different because I'm all about energy.
Yes,
folks.
you are.
So the energy, this feels more of a power energy anyway, as opposed to facing the wall with nothing.
Yes.
Yes.
So, yeah, I have all this creative space and energy that's coming in. So it feels. I'm just blown away. Thank you so much.
You're
I cannot
welcome.
thank you enough. Look at this space.
Enjoy it. Bye.